Okay, I've started recording. So everyone is clear with this opinion that grammar means rules for writing. Palash, I'm not saying that there is no rules for speaking, but you have written it incorrectly. There are no rules for speaking. Okay, you have to be in the same format. You have to be correct while using your grammar. So in your sentence, it should be are in place of is. Okay, so we cannot say that there are no rules for speaking. The same rules we use for writing, we can use for speaking also. So let's take this session forward with this part. How does it help in writing and speaking? This is the most common aspect, that how does grammar help in writing and speaking. So in speaking, to explain the common things, we use grammar. For example, if I have written a sentence, who are you? Like, if you have to ask a question, then you use the sentence, who are you? Simplest manner, I'll explain everything. You have to be just here. If I ask who you are, then the meaning of the sentence and the context of the sentence will change itself. Who are you is a question. Who you are is not a question. Who you are is an incomplete sentence. First of all, be clear with it. Okay, everyone got this point? Please do answer in the comment section or chat section that you have got this point. Yes. So in speaking, to explain the common things, or to explain the common differences, we use grammar. We need grammar. Whenever we are talking about writing, whenever we are talking about speaking, these two sentences won't change, and these won't affect your speaking much, because you are explaining two different contexts. In writing, if we talk about in writing, uh, apart from vocabulary, whenever we use such type of words in an arranged manner, we use grammar. Like a sentence we are following, or a paragraph we are writing, or an essay we are writing, we use grammar. Coherence should be there, cohesion should be there. So these are the mixtures to write an essay, a paragraph, or a sentence. In every these type of three things, we need our grammar. Like, I have given an example. In the very last line, you can see that we have advised you to address the issue with common sense. Like, I have made it a lengthy sentence. If you can see the structure, it is a lengthy sentence, but the structure here I have used is correct. Like, if I remove you from here, then the whole sentence will be asking for who I have advised to. So whenever we write something, it has to be arranged. It has to be arranged. Be clear with this. It has to be arranged in a simple manner, in a structured manner. Then only it will be correct. Otherwise, it will be incorrect. You can speak. You can speak whatever you want to. You can explain, because you are speaking to someone. With expression, you can explain each and everything. Like, I take a simple example. Like, these are two words, good and bad. If I have to write and explain the meaning of good, I will write good. If I have to explain bad, I will write bad. But whenever I will speak in the common context, like two friends are talking to each other, then one can explain the good meaning with the usage of bad, with the questionable gesture. Like, if you have given a toffee, and you are asking, is it bad? So you can explain it with the gesture, bad? No. Yes, this can be explained. Then you have meant that it is good. So I guess you have the clear perception of how can grammar help you. So you can answer in your chat box that you are clear with this grammar phenomena we are taking up with in today's session. So are you clear with it? Yes, Rohan has answered. Yes, everyone is clear with it. So let's move forward. So we will take up 5 ways by which we can use grammar to improve writing and speaking. Only 5 ways. Whether you are the beginner, whether you are on the higher level of writing or speaking, or you have practiced a lot, we will learn only five tricks and tricks and tips, so that we can improve our writing and speaking. So first I have mentioned here is basic structure of the sentence that we have discussed earlier. Subject verb agreement, and the third part is verbs, fourth part is where to use relative pronouns and usage of less adjectives. So be clear with it. Where to use relative pronouns, only I am talking about relative pronouns. Last is linking words, preposition and conjunctions. These are the 5 ways. If you are able to improve these 5 things, then your writing and speaking can improve very much, in to a larger extent, I must say. So what is the basic structure of the sentence? You have studied earlier that whenever you write a subject, you write a verb, you write an object. But do we have to follow the same context, or do we have to use some kind of modern structure there? What if we have to write a longer sentence, or do we need to write a longer or lengthier sentence? Next thing is subject verb agreement. The agreement itself suggests that there should be an agreement between subject and verb. If you can avail those rules which are easily in an agreement with subject and verb rules, you will be clearing your doubts regarding writing perfectly. So the first thing we will be able and we will be using, that is subject verb agreement. Whenever we write a sentence, we need someone to find out, is it correct or is it incorrect. So whenever you write a sentence, just check these 5 phenomena and phenomenons, so that you can check out whether you have written a correct sentence or not. So the first part here is basic structure of the sentence, that by practicing you can get only you can only get that. Subject verb agreement, you need to learn some rules, some basics, and the usage of writing will improve subject verb agreement. Then we let's talk about verbs. You have studied tenses. You put a lot of your effort on tenses, verbs. But what are the basic concepts of verb? What is the basic concept of verb? Is there any kind of difference between verb and tenses? So we have to clearly understand this. Fourth is where to use relative pronouns. What are relative pronouns? First of all, we should have a clear picture of this. And whenever we start writing, we exaggerate something by using adjectives. So we shouldn't go for that, because it is just the example of exaggeration, not less than not anything less. And the last part, we have linking words. You all get confused while using prepositions and conjunctions. So we have to take a look at this first. So I'm giving you a topic. First of all, you have to write and in the chat box of 100 words. You have to write 100 words on this topic, and you should be very clear with your sentence structure. I'll be checking that if you have written it correctly or not, but make sure that you write it originally. So the topic is environment. Topic is environment. I'm writing the topic. I have written the topic in the chat box. So write 100 words on it right now, so that we can check out uh, how many mistakes are there. What is the problem you are facing while writing something? Is it the sentence structure? Is it the grammar? Core grammar is, or is it anything else apart from these? So you have given it, you have found the topic, environment, I guess. Start writing. Yes, everyone got the topic. Just write 100 words on it, not more than that. If someone faces any problem, you are feel free to ask. We will just discuss common mistakes here. Don't worry. I will not blame anyone for writing bad. So first of all, you have to write a bit. Environment is the topic, and you are very much familiar with it, I guess. Bhupendra has written something. Bhupendra, are there 100 words? Oh, these are 114 letters, I guess. Bhupendra? Yes. Don't worry, don't worry. Write it again. I guess you guys are really working hard to write it. Sanjay has written environment play a important role in the world. Okay, Sanjay, I'll take your text, the whole text, and copy it so that you can see. Okay, okay, guys. So whenever you are done, just let me know. We will discuss. We will discuss these texts. No issues, Sanjay. No issues. Ashita has written. Ashita, I have pasted your text on the screen so that we can discuss it later. So I'll do this one by one so that you can evaluate yourself, or we can get to the point that what are the common mistakes we do. No issue, Sanjay. We will be able to find out whether there are some mistakes or not. Okay. Viresh has written, I guess, the part completely. Majid has also completed the part. No issues, Majid. Why are you being sorry? No issues. Okay. Whenever everyone is done, please let me know so that I can start evaluating with you guys. Meenal has completed. Neha has also completed. Okay. You have concluded as well. Alan, Alan, are there 100 words? I guess it is more than that. Okay, no issues, Majid. Okay, 130. That is the common problem we have. We overflow our feelings. Majid, no issues. You can continue, but it is not necessary to send it right now as we are going to discuss. Okay, I guess everyone has taken the time, and let's start or begin. Should we begin, or someone is writing, still writing? Yes. Okay, Sanjay. But but there are some mistakes in the first one as well. So we will look into it as well. Okay, I'll replace it. Okay, let me replace it. Okay, guys. So let's start. If you are able to finish later, just send it, I'll discuss it later, no issues with that. So just focus on this. It is visible to everyone, I guess. The screen is visible to everyone. So let's take it. Environment. First of all, if I talk about environment, environment is a singular subject. It takes a singular verb. So why are we using play here? We need to use plays here. Environment plays. If we are using important, then the article should be an instead of a, an important role in the world. So the first sentence needs to be corrected in the form environment plays an important role in the world. These are common mistakes. We are just finding out common mistakes. Next, you have written a punctuation. I'll explain the punctuation as well. So the first part is incorrect in terms of punctuation. Environment can be derived by the nature of the diversity. You cannot use double article. By the nature of diversity, not by the nature of the diversity. Okay. So nowadays should be different, should be written in a different manner now. Like let me give you a correct version. Nowadays there are plenty of environmental problems. There are plenty of problems related to environment. So first of all, this should be correct. This should be correct in the form. Uh, there are plenty of problems related to environment in the world which happens. Now we are talking about problems. Problems are plural. Problems are plural. So we have to use plural verb here, which happen because of the nature disaster. Nature disaster, I don't understand this kind of phrase. Nature disaster, it can be natural disaster. Once we write it, it can be natural disaster. Next is if we are not protect, if we are not protect, if we are not protecting, I guess this should be the correct form. If we are not protecting our nature, otherwise our next generation will have to suffer for nature resources, for natural resources. This should be correct in the form natural resources. The usage of words should be correct. You have to have a basic understanding whether you are using an adjective, whether you are using a noun. Next, in order to protect the environment, we must save our nature from others. We must save our nature from others. We are also exploiting it, so by ourselves as well. So this is a common suggestion. So in the form of grammatical errors, we have found some errors. So I guess it is clear to everyone. Please write in the chat box that the errors I have mentioned, it is clear to everyone. Yes, I guess. So these type of errors should not be there, should not be present there if you are working on your grammar. Basically, if you are not able to understand the common agreement between subject and verb, these errors will be there. Next, let's look on the next para, which we have got an environment. An environment. It sounds odd, so you shouldn't be writing this. The environment, it should be the environment, the environment, or environment. Rather than writing the or an, it should be environment. Environment is a surrounding in which you live or which you live in. That is correct. It could be plants, homes, or cities. So be clear with that. Sentence structure, in sentence structure, everything has to be aligned. If you are writing plants, then it has to be homes. Then the third word which we are using, it has to be cities. It has to be cities. Then this will be the correct part. Next, it's very important to have a healthy environment because it gives peace to your mind. Your mind. Make sure that it shouldn't be used here, your mind. Now, in this part, it's very important to have a healthy environment to relax or to provide peace to our mind. It can be correlated with this. As a result of this, one can lead a happy and meaningful life. The rest part is correct, but it is lengthy. The last line is correct, but it is lengthy. So I guess this will be the clear structure with you guys. So let's take another para, which I have got from Ellen, I guess. Yes. So Ellen, I'm taking your paragraph, not as a whole, but some part of it. So let's look at this. Nowadays, environment is one of the most important things in global warming agenda. Nowadays, environment is one of the most important things in global warming agenda because it is proven. I guess it should be proven. It is proven that we are damaging our planet. We are damaging our planet constantly or regularly. They should be added here. The biggest consequence of this is the global warming. It means that our planet, that our activities since last decades, it shouldn't be are, it should be have been, have been. It means that our activities since last decades have been changing the temperature of the planet, and due to this, in the future could be impossible to live in the earth. This last line has a part missing, so we need to add something extra. So someone is could you send me the link of whole class? I missed the class due to bad connection. Can you please? Okay, you will get Teja, don't worry. So I guess you are all clear with it. Let's take the paragraph which Rohan has sent so that you can understand the proper structure. So I guess it is environment is extremely important to live happy, not happily, or you can say happy life, for a happy life. Nowadays we are facing lots of issues regarding environment, but we need to fight with that for the healthy life. We need to do safe, we need to do safe what safe and clear environment, so we should do activity. This is incomplete, Rohan. You need to focus on this. And clear environment, we need to do clear environment. That is kind of incorrect part. So we should do activity, like we should do activity, only activity like plant trees, planting trees, as well as aware of environment. So this whole structure, this whole usage of words is incorrect. So you need to work a bit on this. Moreover, government need no, that should be needs to do seminar and aware people. Although we cannot control all pollution. This term is not used. It shouldn't be all pollution. It can be used in the form of the overall part of pollution, but this is our individual responsibility. This is our responsibility. Rather writing individual doesn't make a presence here to take precaution. So Rohan, you have seen your mistakes, I guess you have seen your mistakes, Rohan. Okay, let's take the example of Bhupendra here. I'll taking the half part of it. Okay. Bhupendra has written the environment is essential for life to survive. Yes, that is very much correct. The environment of planet is decided whether it has life or not. But you cannot use two nouns in a single sentence. So please be clear with that. Two times usage of environment is not necessary. You can correlate it with the same word. The environment of planet. The same of a planet is decided whether it has life or not. Therefore, scientists are keen to study the environment of different plants, or it should be planets. Therefore, scientists are keen to study the environment of different planets. The environment is one of the factors. One of the factors, no. One of the factors, it is not correct. One of the factors is not correct to decide the geology of the area. Therefore, we can decide. But you have already written decide. Then why are you repeating the word? If it is suitable for surviving or not. Everyone, please focus on this sentence. I'm going to tell you a very important thing. Like in this sentence, from the environment or here till not, we have used multiple repetition of words. We have made the sentence lengthier. So whenever you start writing, there should be a clear picture in your mind that the sentence you are using should not be lengthy enough, so that you can forget forget the whole main mim of the sentence, or main I guess crux of the sentence. So this is the point we need to understand. Now let's take the passage of, okay, last line. We are still left with last line. Thus, for any organism to live, the environment is an essential factor. Might, okay. So, thus, for any organism to live the environment, to live the environment, to live in the environment, or to be the part of environment. So that should be there. So I guess आपको you need to understand this. Last line, we have some mistakes, like live the environment shouldn't be used. Okay, let's take another. Yes, Bhupendra, I have not fully copied the part. I have just explained the some part of it. Some part of it. Okay, let's take the passage from Palesh. Palesh. So please make sure that you guess it right. Environment is the essential part of out country as well as the world. So both the words should be used with article. Environment is the essential part of our country as well as the world. To live a healthy way of life, to live a healthy life, way is not necessary. Environment has played a vital role. So rather than writing on it, we have to write in it. Okay. From uh, from the early age of world, we had a good environment with slew of greeneries which help, or which helped, because you are using past tense here, so it should be in the past tense. Mankind to lead a life near about 10 years, near about 10 years. Okay, it should be different. However, after inventing new technologies, to use of burning oil, it is not correct here to use as use of burning oil. We destroying our environment, we are destroying, Palesh, we are destroying our environment day by day, which does not only affect, or which not only affects the weather, but also creates it is not required here, but also creates illness for living elements. To conclude, I would like to say we need to lead to grow more trees, which can give a healthy environment, which can give, rather we are using give, we can use provide, which can provide a healthy environment for our planet. Okay, I guess everyone is clear with this. So everyone has got the basic idea what type of common mistakes we do here. Whenever we start writing or whenever we are writing something, we make some silly mistakes, and without knowing the areas of grammar that on which we have to improve ourselves, we have a common agenda that we need to improve our grammar. So I guess you all have got the common point that where you guys make mistake. So I guess you can answer in chat box that everyone got the point. Everyone got the point of today's writing session till now. Till now, yes. Snehal, Viresh, and Ashita has also answered. Neha has also answered. Yes. Okay. So let's start with the session that how we can improve our writing as well as our speaking by using grammar. So of those guys I have not taken the passage. Don't worry, Majid. Okay, Majid, on your request, I'm taking yours. So can you send me again, Majid? Can you send me again, please? Okay, okay, Majid and Minal. Uh, I'm taking yours paragraphs to discuss. I guess it won't distract anyone, and no one feel discriminated here. Okay. Neha, environment is a crucial factor of human being. Rather writing human being, we have to write our environment is a crucial factor of our planet. Chemicals are everyday products. Chemicals are everyday usage products such as goods packaging and cosmetics, which are contaminating air, water and soil. Nowadays company more and more companies, rather writing more and more companies, many companies and industrial zones have been discharging chemical waste into the rivers, causing death to many species, rather writing fish. Okay, I guess Neha, you have got the point. Okay, Majid, I have got your part, so I'm discussing with it. So let's take a look at it. Nowadays, environment has become a huge issue. Okay, issue. We won't say it is an issue. Environment problems related to environment, we can say, or you can say the hot potato all around the world on which everyone discusses. There has been a significant increase of global warming, yes, due to different reasons. For example, deforestation, air water pollution, and excess use of natural resources. Yes, this is pretty much correct. We as human beings have misused the resources of the world at an alarming rate. Yes, you are pretty much correct, but the first word should be nowadays. Okay, Majid, this is perfectly all right. Yes, Viresh. I'll review yours after the class. No issues with that. Okay, everyone, I guess got the issue, got the clearance regarding the point. Let's move forward. Okay, someone is asking questions. If someone is asking questions, please reply in chat box. Then I can allow you to talk. Okay, Rebecca, are you asking questions? Do you want to ask a question? Move on. Okay, let's move on a bit. So let's start with the topics that we need to improve on. First is basic structure of the sentence. Like I have explained the very silly mistakes we have made in our writings regarding basic structure of the sentence. Like whenever we use subject plus verb plus object, we are very much correct, but whenever we have to write a bigger sentence or a lengthier sentence, we make mistakes. Like uh, we make mistakes in verbs, we make mistakes in using relative words. Like we forget to use words, or we use some common conjunctions like because, then, comma. We never use such kind of conjunctions like though, although, however. Apart from that, we never use such kind of conjunctions here. So whenever we write a, an amalgamation of two sentences or more than two sentences, we have to be pretty much clear that the structure should be subject plus verb plus object plus relative words. Relative words are the key factors here, plus subject, the subject for the next sentence, then the verb, then it will be followed by the object. So then completion of the sentence, completion of the subject should be there. For example, I have mentioned a sentence. I have given we shall cover this topic. It is a common sentence. It is the first one, I guess. Let's look at this and this analyze the structure of it. Subject, we is the subject, verb shall cover is the verb, and the other rest part is object. Now when we have written it in the lengthier form, we have covered we shall cover this topic first, which is very clear in the meaning itself. Now we have added the part which we call relative word, and then the next sentence starts, and of which we have written the subject first. The teacher has marked very important. The teacher has marked, the teacher is the subject, has marked is the verb, and the rest part will be included in the object, whether it is adjective, whether it is adverb here. So everyone got the point? Everyone got the point? What we need to do while writing or while improving the basic structure of the sentence? I guess you have all made some kind of mistakes while writing in the structure of the sentence. This has a clear meaning. Whenever we start writing a complex sentence, we start losing its meaning. So don't lose the meaning of the sentence. We need to just go on the basic structure of the sentence. That will explain the meaning directly without any confusions. So let's move on to the next part. So what are the things that we need to do uh, to get this basic structure of the sentence while writing? I have mentioned some things, like make sure to do this. I have mentioned it important. Don't make it unnecessarily lengthy, otherwise it will make you and other one confused. The person you are writing or the person you are speaking with, it will make confuse if you are making it lengthier. So uh, Majid, Majid, you will get the PDF. Don't worry. You all will get the PDF of this class, so don't worry about this. So don't make it unnecessarily lengthy. By keeping it in structure, you can express your meaning clearly. Means by keeping it short, by keeping it clear to the crux of your conversation. Like, this is the sentence. Let's find out what are the mistakes in this sentence. I have been wearing a lot of old favorites and remixing closet classics this season. But if there is one thing I can't resist buying every autumn, it's a cozy knit. The sentence is lengthier, no doubt. So we have made it short. That with little changes, we have written it by keeping it short, by cropping some words, by cropping some phrases. Like, this is not required anywhere. But if there is one thing, so we have cropped it. So the sentence will be, I have been wearing lots of old favorites and remixing closet classics this season. We haven't changed this part of the sentence, but for the next sentence, we have removed if there is one thing. So we have removed this part to keep it short, to keep it clear, to keep it directly to the owner. We have made it correct. So everyone got the point, that you need to keep it short, you need to keep it direct, without any beating uh, beating the bush, or beating around the bush. Okay, I guess everyone got that. If you are facing some issues, then do let me know. I'll make it clear from your perspective here. Okay, let's move forward. Uh, Now let's move on to the core grammar section, in which we need to deal with some rules. We need to learn some rules by ourselves. We need to implement those rules. Now, when we have the speaking and writing, both the parts with us, we just need to implement those rules rather than learning or rhetoric these rules. We have to implement these rules. Like, whenever we write a sentence, we use subject and verb. Why don't we implement it? We should implement it, so that we will whenever we write a sentence or speak a sentence, we will be using the same agreement. Like, common mistakes. What are the common mistakes we do here? This is the sentence. Just try to find out what is the error here. I have mentioned the subject as well as the verb here. You need to just find out what is the common mistakes I have made here. Just try to find out. Rohan, I'm expecting that you would find a mistake. Majid, I'm expecting from you also. So what is the basic mistake in this sentence that I have written here? Viresh, can you elaborate, please? What type of tense error I have made this? I have made in the sentence. Neha is saying series. Viresh is saying instead of were, it should be are. Viresh, why would it be? Why would it be are? Why won't it be was? Jaspreet is saying were, have to. Sanjay is saying have to. From Rebecca, Rebecca is saying us. There is no mistake in us. First of all, let me be very clear. Uh, First of all, we are talking about the subject verb agreement. Subject is here a series. You need to find out the agreement between the subject and the verb. Like, a series is a singular subject, a series is a single series. Then why are we using were? Why are we using were? It has to be in the singular form. So we should use a series of seminars was to be arranged. Rather than writing were to be arranged, we have to use was to be arranged. Am I clear? Are you clear with it? Are you clear with it? Yes, everyone got that? Neha, okay, I'll explain it again. Neha, a series is a singular subject, like a pen. Series is equivalent to pen. A pen of seminars, like if we replace a series with a pen of seminars was, because the main subject is pen or series, not the seminars here, not the seminars here. So we have to use was here to make it correct. Yes, Jaspreet sir. So was will use. Yes, was will be used. Now, some persons or some of you have mentioned that we should use are, but look at this. We have used past tense here, so the next part will also be in the past tense. Will also be in the past tense. We will cover it later in the class today, but be clear with it that the department assured is in past tense, and the next verb which we have used here, it has to be in the past as well to make it correct. So I guess it is clear with everyone. Now let's move on to the second sentence. What should we use here? What should we use here? Neha, you have to answer first. If you make it incorrect, I'll correct it. What should we use in place of verb here? In place of verb here. Now comes the typical grammar, you guys. Yes, as I can see, most of you have answered it incorrectly. Okay, yes. That is the typical, that is the curious case of grammar, guys. So let's discuss this sentence. We have written David as well as his family. So whenever we see this type of subject, we think that there are multiple things going on. So verb should be in plural form. But whenever we use two subjects, first is David, second is his family. Be clear with the rule. I'm explaining the rule. Whenever we add two subjects with as well as, along with, as well as or along with, the verb will be used according to first subject. If the first subject will be singular, then the verb will be singular. If the first subject will be plural, then the verb will be plural. So as well as, we have used as well as here. Now we have to use the verb according to the first subject. What is the first subject here? David. So the correct part will be David as well as his family is walking in the garden. Is walking in the garden. I guess you will be very clear with that. Are you clear? Are you clear, guys, with this rule? So whenever, if it is David and his family, then it will be in the plural form, and has a different concept. And has a different concept, Majid. Okay, everyone is clear with it. So let's find out the error, if any, in the third sentence. Let's find out quickly. Find out quickly if there is any error in the fourth sentence. Sorry, third one. Snehal is saying have should be used. Neha has the same answer. Palash, Samira, many off. Okay. Okay. Let's wrap it quickly. A great many students The subject we have used is plural, then have should be used. Have should be used instead of has. So the correct part will be a great many students have been declared successful. Have been declared successful. So whenever we try to use a great many students, this type of subject is plural. So you have to keep it simple, that subject will take the verb according to the according to itself. So subject won't be changed. The changes will be made in the verb section. We are not going to make any changes in the subject. We will change verbs according to the sentence. I guess this was the simplest of the given sentences till now. Let's find out the error in the fourth one. If you can find out, try to find out if there is any. There can be no error as well. We just need to find out the basic structure, basic things we are keeping on with. Has taken, Majid has answered, Viresh is saying no error. Please do try, everyone. That reflects your individual thinking. That's why you have to answer it individually. Otherwise, you will be in doubt forever. Okay. Now everyone got confused and everyone has answered no error. This is the common thing when we start grammar first time. So this is the common thing. So don't take it. More than one student, not have. It should be has. It should be has, because we have the subject in singular format. We have the subject in singular format. One student. There should be many students in numerically form, but in language or linguistically, I have only one student written in the sentence. That's why I'm going to use has. Have should be replaced by has, because why? We have the sentence, we have the subject as one student. We do not, we doesn't mean any relevance with more than. Okay, so everyone got that? Let's move forward. Let's move forward. Please do answer if you have got the things that we have discussed here. These are the common factors that on which we make mistakes while writing, while speaking. Most of the persons say one of my friend, but whenever we start writing, or whenever we write something, we use one of my friends. So that is also the common meaning we have. So common mistakes, let's discuss the common mistakes we do. So these are the common mistakes between singular and plural verb. Whenever we use singular verb, we have to add s or es commonly. Whenever we use singular verb, we have to add s or es in the main form of verb, and the plural verb will be without es. The without plural verb will be the one which is be used without s or es. Like, this is the sentence. This is the sentence. You just tell me which type of word should we use here, with s or es or without s or es. You have to first find out whether the subject is singular, whether the subject is plural. Then you have to check the verb form. Yes, Majid, is there any question from your side? Is there any okay, so try to find out what is the subject, and try using the verb according to uh, Viresh, check what can be the singular verb as it is written above. uh, check once, and check things that politics is plural. Then you will also say physics is also plural, statistics is also plural. Viresh, try to find out the subject. Is it singular or plural? Yes, Majid, you have answered, but we will later on find out is it correct or incorrect. You have to wait a bit. Prashant has also answered. Prashant, do we have to use a singular verb here? What will be the singular verb? Yes, Viresh, you are correct now. So I guess you all have got this point that Indian politics, the word politics is singular. The word politics is singular here. So we will use the singular verb. And what is the singular verb? When we add s or es into it. When we add s or es into it. Palesh, let's take an example. He plays cricket. Okay, I'll type. He plays cricket. This is the singular subject, singular verb. If we start, they play cricket. This is the plural subject and plural verb. These two sentences are pretty much correct. Okay. So yes, I have written. I guess you have got the point, Palash. Have you got the points? Have you got the correct part? Yes, Nipuni, you are correct. Neha is saying yes. Palash, I'm asking you, did you get the point? Okay. I guess it's fine now. So everyone got the point that between we always get confused between singular verb and plural verb. So whenever we use such type of verbs, we have to be pretty much correct that whenever we use singular verb, it has to be ended with s or es. Whenever we are using plural verb, it has to be ended with s or es. Otherwise, it won't be correct. Like do or does. Whenever we use singular verb, we add so or es. Then we use does. Whenever we use plural subject, we use do. We remove s or es. This is the common concept we have. So you need to understand this. Basically, let's move forward. So let's talk about the relative objects here or relative pronoun. So relative objects or relative words. Let's talk about. So, what are the relative objects? Those relate to one subject to another, the sentence to another sentence. Like I have written some who, which, that don't have any individual existence. First of all, let me be clear. Relative objects are these words who, which, and that. These words don't have any kind of individual existence. Means if you are using this as in subject, so the verb should be used for which they are used. Like I have given you an example. Is it correct? Is it correct according to you without seeing the lower one? Is it correct? Tell me tell me you guys. Palash is saying yes. Neha is saying no. Majid is also saying no. I'm a doctor. Alan, you're confused. Rohan, no. Teja. Okay, let's check it. Whenever I try to say I, who is a doctor, will work for the benefit of society. So whenever I used to say it in the speechless manner, in the frequent manner, then it seems perfect. But whenever we try to find out the grammatical rules, then we find out that who is relating to I or who is used for I. Then who doesn't have any kind of individual existence, then the verb should be used according to I. Then the verb should be used according to I. That's why I have used am here. That's why I have used am here. Everyone got that? Please be clear. Please, I am a doctor who works for the benefit of society. Yes, that's also correct, Majid. So be clear with that. Whenever we use relative objects or relative words, those objects or these objects are used for the subjects which we have already used, and the verb will also the first one, former one. I guess uh, it will be a clear one. Next, one of the books is great. I have mentioned this, but we are not using the verb according to this. I'm sorry, sir. If possible, could you share this presentation after class, please? Parveez, I couldn't understand. Share in the form of PDF, I guess you are asking. Please elaborate. Yes, okay. Yes, I'm going to share it. I'm going to share it. Don't worry. So I have used one off here. I have used one off. Then the verb should, yes, PDF format will be shared soon after the class. Verb according to one off. Yes, Neha, you are correct. So the verb is, and it is correct. Books are great. No, it shouldn't be used here, Alan, as we are talking about. We have many books, but of which one is great. We are only talking about the one. You should have a clear point. Now, he is one of the thieves that were arrested yesterday. Now, he is the one who was arrested. Like, if I say he's one of the thieves that were arrested yesterday, means I was saying he is one, but more than one was arrested. So I have to use verb according to thieves. Then this is correct. Majid, ask the question if you haven't understood. Ask the question. What is there you haven't understood? Then I'll move further. One of the books. Okay. Majid, suppose you have five books, and I'm saying one of the five books is the best. So, five books are best or one is best? Tell me, Majid. One. Then one is singular. So, we have to use singular verb here. That's why I have used is. Clear? Okay. Great. Let's move. So, in this part, thieves is the main subject, and that is used for thieves. Then I have to use were here. Don't get confused with one of. Don't get confused between one of. Prashant, elaborate your question. In the next one, I have mentioned only one of the thieves. Only one. When I have mentioned only one, then I'm only talking about the one. So the whole sentence becomes singular, and I have to use singular verb. I have to use singular verb. So the basic difference between these two sentences is of only. If I have used only, then the whole sentence from the upward direction will be singular. If I haven't used only word in the sentence, then the upward sentence, the whole upward sentence will be plural. So I guess you have got the point of these two sentences. If someone has any issue, if anyone has any issue, just uh, one of can be chosen of many one. So one of the books should be used. One of the books will be the perfect part. After that, verb change. In which sentence, Neha? You have not mentioned. You have not mentioned. In the first one. In the first one, or in the second one, no verb will be changed. You have to okay, Prashant, I'm allowing you to talk. Yes, Prashant.
Hello.
Yes, Prashant.
Sir, you said there is the five books, and out of the five books, there is the one book is the best.
Yes.
But why you use here books? One of we are choosing only one book.
Yes, we are choosing only one book, but of
Yeah.
many. Like Prashant, if I say that one of the book means I am choosing, but how can I choose one out of one? I have to take multiple objects to choose from. That's why I have used one of many or one of five books so that I can choose one.
Okay.
Okay, got that?
Okay. Thank
Okay. So I guess everyone, sir, in the first sentence we are talking about he. Yes, we are talking about he, but of which we have other thieves also. Of which like we have other thieves also. We are talking about multiple thieves. He is one of the thieves. Means many thieves were arrested. He is one of the thieves. He is one of the thieves. I guess you have got the answer. I have you have got the answer? Yes. Okay. Main subject is thieves. Yes. In the first one, main subject is the thieves, and in the second one, we have only one. Only one is the subject. That's why the whole sentence is in uh, the singular format. Let's move on to the next point. Everyone got this point? So let's move on. Verbs, the most important aspect of our writing. Verbs. Okay. So wait a minute. Okay, everyone got this point? Let's talk about it. Verb. Okay, verbs can denote three types of time. First of all, past, present, and future. Uh, Now, when we talk about the basic verb here, basic verb are of three types. Like first is be verb, second is do verb, third is have verb. These all have different aspects of themselves. Like for be verb we have be verb can be related to is, rm, or was verb, which we use as helping verb in our sentences. Do verb, which we use are related to do, does, and did, which we use as the helping verb in present or past tenses. Have verb can be used in the form of has, have, and had. All are relating to one and each in different aspects. Everyone, I guess, everyone is familiar with this portion. I'm starting from scratch so that you will get the whole point in a coherent manner. So everyone is familiar with with this point. Verbs. If anyone has any issue, don't hesitate to ask. So next, let's talk about next. Okay, how we can use these verbs into past, present, and future. So to represent it, I have mentioned an image here. I have demonstrated an image here. Like whenever we say past, we use I with was, you with were, he she with was. But same can be different in the present. I is used with am. I is used with will be or shall be. uh, we is used with are, you, similarly you and they. We most of the time in future we will be using will be. If we talk about do verb, then we have uh, did option as did, do, and will do in the future form. So did will be the past form of do. Like if similarly if we are using have in the past form, then the past form will be had, whether the subject is singular or plural. So whenever we are using it in present, I will be used with have, similarly you, but has will be used with he, she, and it. Plural form will be used with we and you, and similarly with they. But in the future form, if we are using have, it will be combined with will or shall. Like I will have, you will have, or we will have, you will have, they will have. These are the common factors. So everyone will get this ppt so you can study later. But if you have any doubt regarding this point, you can ask here. So go ahead and ask, sir, is there any, please, we need to use shall or will? Yes, there are multiple rules. Yes, there are multiple rules to use shall or will, but it will be a deep grammar aspect, so that is not required right now. Whenever we are doing models, then I'll make you aware of this, that point. That is not required yet. Okay, Palash, if someone has any doubt, you can ask here related to this only. What is the meaning of be? Be means to become. Minal, be means to become. Hona, sorry, I used Hindi. That's the native language. Sometimes it just comes out. Can you go on the previous slide for a second? Yes. Yes. Sir, can you? Okay, okay. Okay, Majid. I'm on the previous slide. I guess second has completed. Let's move on to the next one. So, no, sir, can you go on the previous slide for a second? Done, sir. Okay. So, everyone is clear with that? Please do answer it in the chat box so that I can move forward. Yes, everyone is clear. Let's move. Let's move. Okay, so let's look something. Models in past. We are very much confused whether it is a past form, whether it is a present form. So we have to be clear with this. Like would have is the past form, could have is the past form, may have is also the past form, might have, should have, and must have. These are just past forms. So you have to be clear with this. Just make sure, rather using concept or example in your head, that these type of models can be used in past form. Just to remind you guys that these are the models that can be used in past forms, like would have, could have, may have, might have, should have, and must have. Can you please maximize little? Okay, okay, give me a moment. Okay, I guess everyone got it clear right now. Palash, okay, you got that clear, Palash? Yes, everyone is answering yes. Okay, okay. So these are the past models, past form of models that are used, that are commonly used. Would have, could have, may have, might have, and should have. So whenever we try to use such type of models, please be aware of these models. Let's move on to the next part, which we have, mental state verbs. So whenever we try to write mental state verbs, be very much aware of it. Like you always say that okay, Majid, I'll answer your question. Yes, Majid, you can ask your question now.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in the future, will you even talk about the punctuations also?
That type of punctuation is not needed, Majid, but whenever it comes to the punctuation, I'll discuss it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I guess you will be clear with this, but let's take a point further. Like common, what are the common mental state verbs? Feel, feel. Like if I write, I am feeling nervous. I am feeling nervous. Is it correct? Is it correct to write? Or if I say, You are looking good. Is it correct? Is it correct? Yes, emotion. Yes, Neha, you are correct. But most of the time in grammar, while you write, you say you look good, or you look gorgeous today, or I feel nervous, because these are mental state verbs and these cannot be used. These verbs cannot be used with ing form. So make sure that ing form should not be used of these verbs. Like if you are saying I am imagining this, that won't be correct. I am believing you. Rather, saying I am believing you, you will say I believe you. I am deciding, let me decide, you will say. So the only the present form of these verbs without ing can be used. I'm expecting, you can use that. I'm expecting you. Yeah, or you can use I was expecting you. But most of the time we do not use ing form or past present participle form of these verbs. So everyone got the issue? Like no one is saying I am wanting your answers, I want your answers, everyone says. So everyone got the point, sir. Here you is singular, then why are is used? Okay, Viresh, Viresh, what are you saying? I am not feeling well. I do not feel well. Rather, Minal. Majid, here in present, you is always considered as plural. Majid, that's why we are taking it as plural. So when you look on the previous slide, you will get to know. I have mentioned all the forms there. I have mentioned all the forms there. Don't worry. Okay. So these I guess you will be clear with these mental state verbs, and these should not be used in ing format. So let's talk about the main verbs and main verbs. If I say main verbs, I'm talking about I'm talking about mostly about the tenses. So whenever we have the past form, I'll give you quick tips. I'll give you quick tips. Like uh, this is mentioned here. First one is past verb always follows past verb. Whenever we I decide that, I'm decided. No, that is not correct. I'm decided is not correct. I decided that is correct only. So uh, past verb, if a past verb is used, then it has to be followed by a past verb. Like this is the sentence: the judge asked the lady if the bag she had lost contained 10,000 rupees. So we have used asked here, we have used had lost here, that is also past, and we have used contained here, that is also past. So the three forms of verb are in an alignation. That's why the sentence is correct. So everyone got the point? Everyone got the point that past verb in most of the conditions will be followed by the past verb. That should be correct. That should be clear in your head. So let's move on to the next one. Let's talk about the present verb. Present verb can follow present or future verb in a sentence. So means it can be followed by present verb or it can be followed by future verb. Like electoral politics with its wide repertoire of tactics teach, means here we have used teach, but we have used politics, so it should be teaches. It should be teaches. So the present tense has been used here. Now can represents the future action. Like I can lift it, I haven't lifted it yet, but I am saying that I can lift it, means in future I will lift it. So here we have used the present one, and in the next verb form we have used the future verb. So everyone clear with the second portion? Everyone clear? Yes, Rohan is clear. Videsh is also saying same. Snehal. If anyone is facing any issue regarding this, you can ask here in the chat box. Aisha is also saying that clarity is there. Okay. So last point of this main verb section, future verb can follow either present or future verb. So same as the second point we have studied. So if the industrial sector continues means I have used present verb, and in the next portion I have used the future one. If the industrial sector continues to grow at the same rate for the next few months, I think it will have a high growth rate this year. So both the verbs are in alignation as the rule given above. So whenever you write, these are the common factors. I'm not saying that these are the deep rules of tenses. This is just the overview and the tips and tricks that you can use in your writing to make it correct, fluent, and coherent. In speaking also, that whenever you start your sentence in past, it has to be followed in past. If you are switching it into present, then you have to full stop or take a pause, then you move into the present one. I guess everyone is clear with this slide. Let's okay, I don't get the last one. Palash, last one is same as the second one. Last one is same as the second one. Means if you are using present verb, it can be followed by present or future. If you are using future verb, it can be followed by present or future. Both are same. So I guess you are clear with this. You are very much clear with this. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Use of relative pronouns. Be very much clear with it. Where to use relative pronouns? Where to use relative pronouns? So whenever you start using relative pronouns, so it should be pretty much correct that what is the relative pronoun first, and for which it has been used. Like if I mention here, if I explain who is used for a living being, like who are you, who are you, this is the question. And if I'm asking it in a relative section, then he is the one who is my friend, he is the one who is my friend. Like I have mentioned here, I have mentioned here, the driver who ran, means who is used for the driver section. Driver is living. Driver is living. So who is perfectly correct here. In the second one, we are saying that which is used for a non-living being. Which is used for a non-living being means if we look at the example, it says this book which is now out of print, means which has been used for book. Which has been used for book. Book is non-living. Book is non-living. We do not say we do not say that who which is your mom. We do not say that because mom is living being. Mom is living being. We say who is your mom. We say who is your mom. Clear? So everyone is clear with these two rules. With first off who and which, everyone is clear with it. Everyone is clear with it. Yes, Viresh is also Viresh, Neha, Nipuni for cat dog. You can use which. You can use which. You can use that. Both are correct, but don't use who. Don't use who. Majid. Okay, Majid. I'm allowing you to talk. Majid, I'm allowing you to talk. Ask your question.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, sir. Can you explain the last one, like what is used for that which?
Yeah, I'll explain. Don't worry. I have not finished yet.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So let's talk about the third one. Let's talk about the third one, which we are talking. which we are talking here. So in this section, that both for living and non-living being, that can be used for both non-living and living. Like if I am saying this is the book that everyone is talking about, so that is being used for book. If I'm saying he's the man that was arrested for 2 days ago, then that is used for a man. Both are correct. So that can be used for both the things. Like if I say a man and a dog, or a stick. If I use which here, so which is relating to stick only, but I have the subject in which I have included a man also. So which shouldn't be used here, it should be replaced by that. That's why that is introduced, that so that it can be used for both living being and non-living being. Are you clear with that? Are you clear with that? For the first example, can we use that? No, for the first example, we cannot use that because that has some certain conditions to use for. Okay, okay, Palash. Okay, so in the final point, I have mentioned that if if someone is using that which, means that which, then these two words can be replaced. These two words together can be yes, you can use who. You can use who. Then these two words together can be replaced by what? Can be replaced by what? Yes, you can use, yes, you can use Sanjay. In the last sentence, you can use who. So just you have to make it a note that uh, in place of that which, you can replace that which by what only. So are you clear with this slide? Let's move on forward. Let's move forward. Yes. Okay. So I have demonstrated some examples related to which and what, that which and what. So let's take a look. Like I am saying here, what is red can be seen from far away. If I'm not using what, then that which can be used. That which is red can be seen from far away. Meenal, did you have any query regarding the last sentence? You can ask. Please elaborate your question so that I can resolve it here. Yes, elaborate your question. So in this slide, we can use what in place of that which. That is I'm explaining. That is I'm explaining, Minal. Okay. That what can be replaced by that which, that which can be replaced by what. Both can be used for each other. Like if you want to use what, you can use what. If you don't want to use what, then replace it just with that which. Both will demonstrate the same meaning. So don't worry about these words. Clear? And these are the rarely used words, so don't worry about it, but these can be replaced. Sir, last page in the last sentence uh, cannot be used comma. Let me look once, Palash. No, that is not necessary, as we have used that here. As we have used that here. If we wouldn't have used that part, then the comma was required. So let's move forward. Preposition. Let's talk about preposition. So preposition, uh, preposition preposition is a connection that generates connection. Now whenever we talk about a connection between what? Connection between two phrases. Connection between two phrases. Like he asked a coffee, but is there any connection between asked and coffee? No. So the correct sentence should be he asked for a coffee. He asked for a coffee. And about preposition, we have a very good phenomena that if we are using for, if we are using for, then for has a different perception and multiple uses. Like for purpose, we always use for. Like I study for a job, I study for a job, I study for a bright future. That's why I'm explaining the purpose here. So everyone got the issue regarding for, I have, which I have mentioned here in preposition? Everyone? So the common prepositions can be used, common prepositions with common meanings. Like prevented means to abstain, to refrain. Whenever we are using, we will be using these words every time. We have to use from as in, as a preposition. Like he was prevented from coming, means you are stopping someone from doing something. So whenever you are departing someone, you have to use from. So the first one will be incorrect and the second one will be correct. So we have to learn the correlation between verbs, then we can use the preposition well. Because of the multiple uses of a single preposition, even a single preposition, that's why we can use this formula as a trick and trip. Okay ji, everyone is clear with that? Let's move forward. I have mentioned it. uh, Commonly uncommon, commonly uncommon means these are uncommon things which are common. Yes, abstain means refrain. That has the same meaning as a refrain. So this is the sentence. First, I met with your friend, but the correct one will be I met your friend. These are the common silliest mistakes we have ever committed. Now, what is the meaning of meet with? Meet with means to experience something. So if I'm using he met misfortune, the misfortune is not a person, so we cannot use it. We have to use with. We have to use with, because to experience, I have experienced the misfortune. So can is it clear with you guys? Do you have any questions regarding this part which I have covered in this slide only? If you have any doubt, please go ahead and ask. From can be used for places also, right? Yes, yes, Majid. For places you can use from also. He's coming from India. Yes, yes. You are departing from some. You are departing somewhere, na? You are departing from somewhere. No issue. Okay. So, can you tell me? Do we use about, the preposition about, with the discuss? Can you tell me? Comment section, in your comment section, can you tell me that can we use, can we use about with the discuss as an as a preposition? Let's quickly discussing about. Meenal has answered, Nipuni has also answered. No, you all are incorrect. We cannot use about with discuss. This is the common and silliest mistake we do. Like I'm discussing this, I'm discussing the matter, I'm discussing about the matter. That won't be correct. Like discussing is discuss means talk about, to talk about. So it has about in it already. So why are we using it again and again? So discuss the topic. Yes, Sanjay, you are correct. So let's move forward. Conjunction. Now about conjunction, about conjunction, I'm talking about the lecture. Yes, this is correct. This is correct. Let's talk about the conjunction part. First of all, conjunctions. While writing, you should use such type of conjunctions like however, as, whereas, or though, although, similarly, etc. You shouldn't use such type of conjunctions like you are using because because should be replaced, because that is a common conjunctions nowadays. It is an obsolete conjunction, so replace it. Use some new conjunctions, and learn some correlative conjunctions. Correlative means which are used in a pair, like either or, between, and between is always used with, and if it is used as a conjunction, rather is always used with than, other than, no but, not only but also, etc. Yes, Neha Solanki, you are very much correct. Parallel structure. So you have to follow the parallel structure to define these conjunctions, to use these conjunctions. So everyone, this is the common, this is the simple suggestion I have provided you, that in conjunction, just this much you have to follow for a perfect grammar, for the perfect grammar which you can use in your speaking and on your writing. So let's wrap up this session. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Someone wanted me to evaluate the writing part of once. So you can ask. I will relate it here and evaluate it. Please copy paste your written part. Viresh wanted. Majid. Okay, Majid, I'm allowing you to talk. Yes, Majid.
Yes, sir, one doubt, like I'm like a little bit confused, like during writing, like when we should put a comma and full stop, sir. Can you just please give me
I'll take a session on punctuation. Don't worry about it. Okay.
okay, sir.
Okay. Can you please talk about nevertheless, nonetheless? Nevertheless and nonetheless you can be used, but these are complex conjunctions. So we refrain from using these type of conjunctions, as it can confuse our sentence. So let me evaluate. Viresh, I'm going to evaluate. Okay, Viresh, you have written environment is very much important in our day-to-day life. Is very much important in our day-to-day life. That is correct. It is a responsibility of every it is the responsibility, though should be used here, of every individual to keep it clean and safe, to take care of it. Rather than keep it clean and safe, we can write to take care of it. There are many factors for degrading. There are many factors for degradation or of degradation, the quality of the environment. For degrading, now you cannot use degrading here, as it will be a verb. Now, in the next sentence you have written, for example, usage of plastic in our daily consumable products, emission of wastage from industries located within the cities, etc. Yes, this line is perfect. Government can consider the remedy factors to help environment improve in its quality and make everyone safer and happier. It will be perfect to make yeah, last line is perfect if you add safer and happier. Okay. Okay, Meenal, wait a minute. Okay, good night. Snehal, I'm going to evaluate. Just wait for a bit. Okay. Uh, Environment plays a vital role in survival of human beings. Yes, that is correct. If we are surrounded by good environment, it helps us. You need a comma, or in place of it you need to use which helps us to keep motivated and makes us uh, strong mentally, makes us strong mentally and physically. On the other side, rather we use whereas. If it is bad, make sure you should use helping verb here. It is bad, it leads to health issues. Yes, that is perfect. Due to globalization, industrial activities are creating lots of problems in environment. Because of this, it could create problem to plants. Yes, that is correct. Animals as well as humans. As a result, one can lead serious issue. We should protect our natural resources to protect our environment. Yes, most of the part is correct, Snehal. But you should work on your vocabulary rather keeping it short, as it is going lengthy and lengthy. Okay, Meenal, I'm I'm using your paragraph now. So the paragraph says, nature gives pleasure to our mind. Our mind should be used. Environment is essential for all parts of nature. For all parts of nature, rather we write for everything, for everything, each and everything. Like many human activities have made adverse effect on environment. Majid, I'll allow you to talk in a moment. Nowadays, main problem, comma should be used, we are facing is environmental pollution. Environmental pollution, yes, you are correct. Deforestation, disturbed rain cycle, air pollution, water pollution are also the negative effects. We should plant many trees to protect our environment. Uh, First of all, Meenal, there should be some coherence, so you should use some kind of conjunctions here between to link the sentences, so make sure you do that. Okay, no sir, it was a mistake. Okay ji, okay, okay, no issues with that. So I'm stopping the share. I guess if you have any queries regarding, you can ask. I'm wrapping up the session. I hope it has cleared many of your grammar related doubts in writing and speaking. So we will be hoping that you will improve a lot in the in future. So thank you very much.